Pregame.com.
Philadelphia Eagles at the Washington Redskins. I'm your host, Marco D'Angelo. I'm joined by Stephen Nover. Stephen, the Philadelphia Eagles, 1-4. Is their season done? I mean,
it's done if they lose here, Marco.
You know,
it's done if they lose here.
Literally last week after the game, which was an absolute disgusting game. I mean, I had the Eagles last week. I know you had the Eagles.
Yeah, I did.
The minute that game was over, I sent out a tweet, 2011 Philadelphia Eagles, rest in peace. Because I just thought this team was done. Second week in a row, almost 500 yards of offense.
Yeah.
They outgained Buffalo by 150 yards, but they also outstatted them in the worst stat there is, turnovers. They had 5 turnovers last week to 1. And these are turnovers, Stephen, that, you know, yeah, Vic made a couple bad throws, but 2 or 3 of the turnovers was like a funny tipped ball. Guy catches and turns to run with the ball, gets stripped. It's just, they're fluky type thing. Do you, at some point, where do you separate, is this bad luck, or is this a bad team, or is it bad coaching? Where does it come?
It's all three. It's all three. I think it's more bad coaching and bad luck. I'll defend Vic. I think he's playing very well. He's had a couple turnovers that were pretty bad, but I think every quarterback in the NFL practically has had that, because I agree with you. Most of them have been bad luck, tip balls and things. I had the Eagles last week. I had them big 2 weeks ago. It's very frustrating. They do stupid things. 2 weeks ago, it was my rant of the week, Ronnie Brown on a goal line carry trying to pass the ball when he's being tackled. And last week it was Parker doing what a high school kid wouldn't even do, jump off sides in an obvious situation that cost the Eagles from maybe getting the ball one last time. They're attempting, though, to come back here. Let me say, I do have an opinion to the Eagles, Marco, but it's not strong enough where I'm going to give the game out or where I'm going to play it. But I am swayed by the talent level on this team. They have outgained their opponents by 468 yards. They have 28 more first downs. I mean, they just can't get it done because of stupidity and bad coaching. They've got some amateur heading up their defense, a guy who was an offensive line coordinator last year. What gives with that? I got to think this is do or die for them. They can't come back from 1-5. You know, if they win here, they're 2-4.
It's a division game that they have to win. They can't lose. One, they can't lose another game. Two, because it's a division game, it makes it, you know, a double loss. They can't do it. They do have a bye coming up after this. So if they could somehow find a way to get a win, go into that bye and try to fix the problems on defense. You know, use the bye week to fix the defensive problems. Maybe they can make a run, but it's got to start this week. Am I going to take Philly? I'm with you. I like the Philly side. I just can't pull the trigger. But I'm not going to jump to the other side because I'm watching these games. They're like you said, they're outgaining their opposition week after week. You know, and I'm not sold on Washington. Washington's a better team this year than they were last year. I am the first to admit that. I like the direction Washington's going. But I'm not sold on Washington. Look at the schedule they played. They had the Giants in week 1 when the Giants were decimated. They had Arizona in week 2, which we talked about it all summer long. These teams that had a new quarterback were going to struggle early in the season learning the system because they didn't have the playbook, you know, all summer to prepare. So they caught Arizona before, you know, Cole got to learn the whole playbook. Third week, they played Dallas on Monday Night Football. Tony Romo's got the rib injury. They had all those injuries on the offensive line. Again, they lost that game, but, you know, they caught a team that wasn't at their best. And then they caught St. Louis before the bye week when St. Louis is banged up. So, I mean, where is their signature win that you could say, this is really a good Washington Redskin team? On the flip side, though, they did have 2 weeks to prepare for this game. You know, a lot of people love taking teams off of the bye. That's the plus side. I got a small lean to Philadelphia, but it's not solid. What do you got in this one?
Same as you, Marco. My lean is to Philadelphia, but as I said, I'm not going to play the game. I don't trust them. You know, this will be interesting to see if the Eagles have totally lost their confidence. And with Washington, I think the win against Dallas, even though Dallas was banged up, you know, was impressive. But it's
well, they actually lost.
Yeah, that's right. They got the cover.
They got the cover.
Yeah.
1860,
yeah.
the 6 field
Yeah, the
goal
moment I
game.
said that, I'm thinking, wait, they didn't beat Dallas, but they got, we mark it as
Yeah.
a win. They got the cover. I had them in that game, and that's why I was thinking it was a win.
I had the other side.
But you know, we really don't know if they're a good team. I expect they're going to run the ball on Philly. Philly has shown no inclination of stopping the run. I mean, that's Shanahan's signature, is to go and run the ball a lot. He's going to pound with Ryan Terrain probably, who I think has been their best running back, is their best running back, and they just got him back into the lineup. You're talking Rex Grossman, very unreliable. You talk about a turnover guy. So my lean is to Philadelphia, but I really want to observe this game. I want to see if Philly's confidence is shot. I want to just see how good Washington is, because if Washington does win this game, I will give them more respect.
Well, there you have it. No real strong opinion from either of us, but you've got both of us with leans to Philadelphia. So maybe if you add the two leans together, it makes a play. He's Stephen Nover. I'm Marco D'Angelo. Want to give a projected score on that?
Call it 27-21 Eagles.
All right. I can't disagree with the man. We're going to be up next with the Houston Texans, Baltimore Ravens. We'll be right back with that one.